I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, America's premier home purchase lender. We've created a new way to protect you from unpredictable interest rates. Our exclusive Rate Shield approval. First, we lock your interest rate for up to 90 days. Then, if rates go up, your rate stays locked. But if rates go down, your rate drops. Either way, you win. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Rate Shield approval only valid on certain 30-year fixed-rate loans. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030. Additional conditions or exclusions may apply.
Blog Talk Radio.
Alternative facts.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. At 12:07 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, numerous unidentified objects of unknown intent and unknown origin were detected at high altitudes over multiple locations of Earth's outer space by the National Radio Astronomy Observatory, and these objects are presumed to be some form of controlled aircraft. It is not known if more of these aircraft will arrive, or if they will attempt entering Earth's atmosphere. United States citizens are encouraged to monitor local media outlets, as more updates will follow as information becomes available. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. Attacks by the undead have been reported in several states across the country. The dead are rising from their graves and are attacking the human race. At this time, it is expected that more attacks of this nature will occur in several other states in the next few hours. The intent behind their attack is unknown at this time. He has been observed that a bike or exchange of fluids is a method of transmission. This is an extremely dangerous situation if they crave the taste of human flesh. It is not known whether this event will last for hours, days, or even longer. Stay calm, as authorities have been dispatched to deal with these creatures. An all-clear siren will be sounded when this situation is under control. Pacific Standard Time, nor is detected a long-range nuclear missile launcher. This missile is believed to be headed in the direction of all residents within a 400-mile radius of this area should seek a fallout shelter immediately.
Welcome to Within the Chaos with your host, Rodney the Viking Shortridge, co-host, Melinda the Raven Jackson. Want to give a big old shout out to the Facebook Paranormal groups that allow us to post our shows on their pages and helping us to get the word out about all of our guests. Also, a shout out to the Connor sisters. Hats off to Misty and Ashley. They are the founders of SOS Sisters of Salem Paranormal Research Society and host of their podcast, Paranormal Party. You can find them on Facebook under Paranormal Party. If anyone would like to speak to Black Diamond Paranormal Society, BDPS, to discuss your paranormal questions or issues, go to our website at blackdiamondps.org or email blackdiamondps@yahoo.com. As always, our services are free.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. You can listen in by calling 516-387-1922, or you can go to the Vibe Radio Network website at blogtalkradio.com/Vibe Radio Network. For deep within the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, I'd like to welcome everyone and thank you for listening to Within the Chaos. My name is Rodney Shortridge, and I'll be your host tonight, along with my beautiful raven, Melinda Jackson. First off, I'd like to give a shout-out to my cousins up in Ohio, Jennifer and Joe Shortridge of 222 Paranormal. If you get a chance, check out their talk show. You can find them on Facebook under 222 Paranormal.
Have your devices just randomly stopped working? Are you having IT trouble? Not to worry, Mead's PC Repair Shop can help. We also offer IT support too, including website hosting. We are now also offering full event management services. To find out more, contact our friendly customer service team who will gladly help in any situation. Just call 276-880-8900, or if you prefer, you can stop by our shop at 1089 St. Clair Street, Oakwood, Virginia, 24631 by appointment only, or by visiting the website at meadspcshop.com for more information. Thank you.
Well, everyone, apparently this cold weather is kicking everybody's ass. Melinda's not here tonight. She's got a headache. She's had a headache all week, so hope she gets to feeling well. And just received a message that from Rebecca Smuck's husband that she's not feeling well and she's sick. So we're going to reschedule a show for a later date when she gets feeling better. We wish her the best, and everyone out there that's suffering from this Arctic blast of coldness, I hope everybody gets to feeling better. I know I've felt under the weather myself this week, but it ain't been the flu or anything. It's been running to the crapper, man. I've been living in there on that damn thing. But so I guess we'll just, have a little call-in show. If anybody calls in, we'll shoot shit. And no one calls in, then I guess I'll call it a night. But you can call in, talk about whatever you want to talk about. I can talk about politics to the paranormal to just about anything. If I can, I'll make it up. Number is 516-387-1922. So, come on. I know everybody's sitting all hunkered in still with the coldness going on. Thank goodness it's finally warmed up here, though. It's got into the teens or 20s. That's pretty warm for us. Compared to this morning, it was like -2 degrees. But, yeah. Anybody wants to call in, more than welcome. Numbers 516-387-1922. And I could talk about a little bit about what's going on. Oh, I think I got somebody who's going to just popped up on the screen. Hello, caller. You called Within the Chaos with Rodney Shortridge, and how you doing tonight?
Hey, cousin. It's your cousin from Toledo, Jen Shortridge.
Hey, Jennifer. How you doing?
I'm good.
Y'all freezing your buns off up there?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, when I read on the weather that you all were getting like -40 below zero, I'm like, yep, I ain't visiting Ohio till it gets warm, like summer.
Oh, man, even my ghosts are frozen up here, right?
Anybody would look at me and say, hey, Rod, you want to come up here to Minnesota or Michigan or Ohio and do a ghost hunt this past night, couple nights? I've been like, nope. No.
I don't blame you.
I mean, I froze my butt off on many investigations. I could not imagine being out there in this kind of weather trying to do an investigation.
No, I had to get up and go to work this morning, and it's the coldest I've ever been outside. I was like, this is crazy. Why am I even outside? No.
Now, my daughter says she's seen on the news that it's so cold. I don't know if it was in your area or a little further north of you all, that the roads were actually cracking and busting open because it was so cold.
You know, it was really weird the other night, night before last, I was at my mom and dad's house checking on them, and the ground was popping. It sounded like gunshots going off. I guess, like, it was so cold that the air pockets were just coming up and, like, bursting. It was the craziest thing. I never heard anything like it. I was like, it was scaring me.
Wow. That's crazy.
So.
Well, let me introduce you to everyone. In case people don't know, this is one of my cousins, Jennifer Shortridge. She lives in Ohio, her and her brother Joe. And they're part of 222 Paranormal, the one that I keep bragging about all the time to everybody that I haven't got to sit down and shoot the shit with, except I've had her on the show once. Got to get Joe on the show if I can get him out of his bat cave.
Absolutely. Yes. We got to get him out of his shell. So, and on the show. But I got to tell you, something really interesting happened at my house the other night.
Oh, okay.
So if your listeners don't know, I've had a lot of activity in my house. It's almost 100 years old, and I'm thinking more of the activity comes from, like, all the ghost hunts I go to. I'm sure things are following me home all the time. But I was in the bathroom, and it was about 11:30 at night last Friday, and I was scraping the wallpaper in the bathroom because I'm redoing my bathroom. So I walked out to go in the kitchen to get something, and the lights were off. And you know how you walk around the corner and you almost bump into somebody and you go, ah, and jump? Mm-hmm. I had that happen, but it was like I stepped into an apparition. All of a sudden I was enveloped in this white milky mist, and then I started flailing my arms like I walked into a spider web, and I went, ah! And it was gone. But it was the weirdest thing. I think I walked right into an apparition. It's crazy.
Now I've heard other people talk about an experience like that. I've even had experiences like that where be walking in a building or house or something, and you feel like you got cobwebs all over you, and you sit there and you're wiping your face, and you're looking, and you ain't got nothing on you, and you're like, what the hell did I just walk through?
Exactly. And it was so, I don't want to say exciting, not exciting like I was like excited about it, but it was so almost nerve-wracking that I could not calm down for like 20 minutes. My heart was racing. It was crazy. So I don't know who it was, but it definitely wasn't a shadow figure, because I see figures, black shadow figures in my house quite often. But yeah, just interesting. I don't know if maybe because I was doing some renovations in the house, if sometimes that stirs up the spirit.
Mm-hmm. Well, what else did you feel? I mean, did you feel any coldness or any warmth or any dread, or any emotional feelings without also your physical feelings?
Well, I didn't feel any hot or cold spots, but what I did feel was like really panicky feeling, and my heart was racing, and it was racing for like 20 minutes. It was just like I was like heavy breathing and like almost out of breath, like if after you go down the first hill of a big roller coaster, you're just like in that panic state. And it took me a long time to calm myself down, and then I was like kind of laughing about it. I'm like, now I feel bad because I just walked into this apparition, and they probably think I'm rude that I'm just walking into them.
I can see it goes to be like, hey, what is up with you? I'm walking here too now.
Like,
come on,
just
give a little
walking me in. Don't say anything.
Like she didn't even say excuse me. She's sitting there panicked. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I'm just
what
going
else?
to say, you know.
Boy, I'm all cute.
All right, your show, you go.
You go for it. I'm done. I'll shut up.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, some of my friends who are part of the Haunted Toledo group, if you guys haven't checked them out on Facebook, they do really, really interesting videos about legends and lores here in Toledo. I had them over to investigate my house, and two of the ladies who came over, mother and daughter, who are both sensitive and see spirits, said they kept seeing a elderly lady walk between my two bedrooms, and she was really irritated that everybody was here, and she likes it when I'm alone. So I was just kind of thinking maybe it was her showing up, because she has shown up in my house before, full body apparition, waking me up out of my sleep. Now, if people don't know this, I'm 48 years old and I need my beauty sleep. I'm not getting any younger. Don't wake me up, ghost.
I'm 49 and that's all I want to do is sleep. No wonder when people get older, they just want to lay around and sleep. I get it.
I'm hibernating. It's so cold.
I don't see how y'all. I'm serious. I don't see how you all take it up north like that. Oh my gosh.
I don't know. We're crazy. That's why.
Yeah. You all. I might be a fat dude, but I ain't that fat to stay insulated. Oh, fat gets cold too.
That's funny. So what's going on with you? What's going on with Rodney?
Oh, same old. Just we're trying to knock the rust off and try to get some investigations lined up for this year, and work already starting on the Phantom Fest, trying to get some speakers, which I need to get you and Joe down here if you can this year and speak. And
you know, it's funny. We just talked about that, like trying to work that into our schedule for this year. So we're working on it.
That'd be great if I can get y'all down here. And let me see. Getting ready to in a couple 2-3 months. What is this? January, February, March. About 3 months. Be doing our Easter photo shoot, and I stay kind of busy. Get ready. I'm all geared up, ready to do a garden, but can't do it when your ground's as hard as concrete.
That's true.
But beyond that, everybody's kind of hunkered in for, I guess, the winter. It's been strange. We got like 10 inches of snow. No, 10 to 12. We got like a foot, something like that, there the 1st of December. And that's been about the biggest snow we've had so far this year. Then it's been warming up. We'll get up in the 40s and 50s, then get down in the 30s and 20s. And then we had a couple cold spells. And then this last one, our weather, it's supposed to be like 56 degrees come Sunday.
I know.
And that's making people around here sick.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, gotta take care of yourself, you know. Like if you're sick, don't go outside. Don't be sneezing on everybody.
See, I'm a firm believer in that. I'm a firm believer. If you're sick, stay the hell away from me.
Exactly. I get yours.
See, where I got to go, I got doctor's appointments because, you know, the diabetes and all this other stuff. And I hate to even go into a damn hospital or even a doctor's office because I know that's where sick people go. And I know their shit and germs are there, and I'm going to get them.
Exactly. It's like you want to go in one of those full body suits, hazmat suit to go to the doctor.
I even said that one of the nurse practitioners heard me before I walked in. I said, you know what? You know, for people like me that ain't sick like this, I need a hazmat suit or a bio suit before I come into this place.
Exactly.
And she laughed. And I don't want to put on the mask because I don't want people to think that, I'm Michael, I try to act like Michael Jackson or something, but damn.
You are Michael Jackson. You are the reincarnation of Michael Jackson.
He's like, I wish I could sing like him.
That would be
If
cool.
I could dance, and I'd had all kinds of girls back in the day. They're like, Lord, look at that fat boy. Golly, he can moonwalk too. God.
Yeah, I was moonwalking on some ice here not too long ago.
Did you fall down and get hurt?
No, I didn't fall. I did grab onto the garbage can and did not make it all the way down to the ground. But, like my street, because it snowed, it warmed up, and then it froze, is a complete sheet of ice. Like, you could get some ice skates on and go out there and ice skate. For sure.
Dang. So you did that, like, 40, you're kicking your legs side to side, up and down, and looking really cool. Yeah.
Very graceful. Not really.
Well, you should have seen me. I did this. This was graceful. Down there at the bottom at my basement door, when we were loading up stuff to take for the Christmas photo shoot, I got a ditch that runs by the door, and where I had my trailer backed in there to get everything loaded, I just conveniently stepped in that ditch and just fell down on the hill. Just right over.
Terrible.
And, I jumped back up like nothing happened. And I looked around, make sure nobody saw. And sure enough, everybody's standing there going, I'm like, y'all kiss my ass.
It must be a Shortridge thing because, like, everybody in my family, we are trippers and fallers. We will stumble over an ant and fall.
Oh, I know. I know one time I was watching Dad. It was in wintertime like this, and he was going to work, and we had a sidewalk went down the hill to the car and trucks, and it was big snow on, and Dad was just easing his way down the sidewalk, walking sideways. Next thing you know, you see his bucket and his hard hat and his feet fly all up in the air. He landed, and I mean he bounced. And he just turned right around and looked right up the hill where we was looking. We all ducked behind the chair. And, here we're laughing our ass off. But when we kind of raised back up and he's a slamming buckets and sandwiches, it was bad, but it was so funny.
That is hilarious. I know 2 winters ago, I was helping my mom up onto the porch. And we both slipped and fell at the same time, and I landed on top of her, and I'm like, are you okay? Are you okay? She goes, I'm fine, but get off of me.
Oh, my gosh.
I know.
Well, Dad got, Dad, one time when, I'm sure you all get this a lot up there, we had just a little bit of coating of ice on our porch, and it was covered porch, but it was a cinder block cement porch with cement steps. Mm-hmm. And I'd order, people had ordered a bunch of fruit, and I had a box I had to take out to my grandmother's that morning, and I just walked right out. I didn't know it had any ice on the ground or on the steps. I just walked right out there big time. Next thing I know, I'm flying in the air going, what the hell? I landed on my ass cheek. I went down every step. I couldn't even get up. I was just laying there rolling in the frozen grass, and Dad just standing there laughing, going, ain't funny, is it? No, it's not funny. And here I had to chase all over that hill to pick all them oranges and apples up to take to my grandma.
Now that I would have paid money to see.
That hurt. I mean, I did. It was like 5 steps. And I mean, when I hit that one, bam, boom, 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 all the way down. I ain't never felt pain like that.
I believe you.
But we used to do crazy stuff back in the day, when it was snowing and cold like this. But yeah, we'd dig tunnels and stuff. We had so much snow back in the day. You could dig the tunnels and we didn't throw snowballs at each other. We threw ice balls at each other.
Build snow forts and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. But you all get enough snow to do that up there, don't you? We don't. We don't get that kind of snow no more.
Yeah, we do, because, being right on Lake Erie, we get the lake, and it either hits Cleveland real hard or hit, like, Detroit, Toledo area real hard. It's either one or the other gets it. But we've been lucky in the last couple of years. We really haven't had a lot of significant snowfall, which is fine by me. I don't like to drive in it.
Yeah. I don't mind driving it. I was speaking of there. Man, I guess it's going to be nothing but snow stories tonight, people. So if you don't like it, I guess turn to the Hawaiian channel, because I like to go to Hawaii. I'd be like, oh yeah, this would be a good time to go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
But I was helping Dad. We was working for my uncle part-time, hauling house coal to people. And we was down there by the college, and there was a big snowstorm hit. When it was snowing so hard, the wipers wasn't working really good. And Dad said, "Stick your head out there and make sure I'm on the road." I'm like, "What?"
Oh my God.
He's like, "Stick your head out the window and make sure I'm on the road." So I stuck my head out real quick, and I looked. And I'm like, "Yep, you're still on the road." He's like, "No, you gotta be my eyes. You gotta make sure I stay on the road." I'm like, "I can barely see." He's like, "Well, figure it out."
Oh my God.
We drove like 20 miles in this big snowstorm like this, and finally we got through it where he could see. And when I stuck my head back in, he said, "Looked like I had a big snowman head on my head."
It's the abominable snowman.
Yeah, the abominable snow. Yeah, the rod snowman. He thought that was so funny. And then I ended up with pneumonia for like 2 weeks. And yeah, he wasn't laughing then. Mom bitched at him for weeks over that.
Hilarious.
And she bitched at me. She said, "I can't believe you're dumb enough to stick your head out." I'm like, "It's Dad. What do you do? Tell your dad no? Yes. You always told me not to do that."
That's great.
You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't.
That's true. That's true.
So how's your dad doing?
He is doing great. It's a miracle, honestly. I mean, from a year ago this week, we found out he had cancer. He had it in his vocal cord. And all of 2018 was nothing but hospital, radiation, chemo treatments, going through everything. But he's at the point now where he finally has his feeding tube out, and he's eating solid food again. He had to have a surgery to open up the throat because the radiation damaged the muscle in the throat that helps you swallow. But it was kind of funny. The surgeon who did it was retiring in 3 weeks, and he's the only guy in our area who does this. And he's like, "I've done thousands of them. I don't know if I can fit you in because I'm retiring in 3 weeks." And we were just like, "Please, you have to fit him in." So he did. Happened pretty quickly, like within 2 days. And he's just been great. He's a trooper. He's 88 years old. He just had a birthday and cancer free, and just he's bored because he's snowed in right now. But no, he's really doing great, and it's a miracle because it could have really went the other way, being his age and getting cancer.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Appreciate you asking, because he's funny. On his birthday, he's 88 years old. He decides to show my mom his birthday suit. My mom goes, "I walked out of the bedroom in the hallway, and your dad's standing there, and he's like, ta-da! And I'm like, what? She goes, he showed me his birthday suit. I'm like, oh, Lord, there's some things you just never, ever want to hear your parents tell you, and that's one of them.
Exactly, yeah. I know I walked in on my mom and dad when I was a teenager, and I just, you know, even today, I told them, I said, y'all traumatized me. That, you know what Dad said? You'll learn to knock on the damn door next time, won't you, son?
Oh, that is hilarious.
I couldn't believe it because I mean, over the door, I was like, hey, you just couldn't move. I couldn't say anything. And Dad's like, what? And I'm like, and just slowly backed up and just shut the door. And my brother's standing there going, well, what did he say? I'm like, he's like, what is wrong with you? I just, it burned my eyes out, please.
That is hilarious. Scarred for life, yes. Now, that just makes me think, like, okay, if you have a spirit that either follows your home or is in your house, like, are they watching you all the time? Because, like, you know, if you live alone, sometimes you come home and you want to be comfortable and you take your pants off and then you're walking around your house and you're like, okay, I hope the spirits aren't watching me with my pants off.
Well, I tell you what, if I was a spirit, I'd be one of those to be sitting there talking shit. I'd be like, look at that, running around here, just her damn panties on. Who the hell? I'd be like, let's go let's make her ass cheek cool. Ooh, you sitting there scratching it. Why is my ass cheek cold all of a sudden? What the hell?
Listen,
or you get ready to use your...
they can stay, right?
Or you get ready to use a power instrument and you sit there and you short it out. Oh man, the batteries are dead and I don't know where they're at. You'd be hiding them.
So funny. I know, because I have one of these touch lamps on my nightstand, and sometimes I'll just be sitting here in my bedroom, like watching TV or reading or something, and it'll go on, it'll go off, it'll go on, it'll go off. I'm like, I'm trying to read, Ghost, leave it on. But you know, every time I say turn it off, they don't turn it off. I don't know.
Yeah, you got the good one. You got the comical ones.
Yeah. That's
what I'd hope for. No, I get the ones that want to sneak up behind me and just stand there.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, because I'll be sitting here working. Everybody knows I don't sleep well.
Mhm. Are you there?
That's it for us tonight. I want to thank everyone that took the time to listen in. I'd like to give a big shout out to the Vibe Radio Network and to Ryan for putting up with us. Also to all the first responders and our men and women in the armed services, thank you for your service and the sacrifices that you and your families make every day to keep our great nation safe. Tune in next week to another exciting show starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everyone can go to our Facebook page Within the Chaos, and don't forget to like our page to see upcoming guests along with past shows, postings, or you can also go to my website at www.blackdiamondps.org or blogtalkradio.com/Vibe Radio Network. Also, we have a YouTube channel, so go to YouTube, look up Within the Chaos for past shows. Thanks again. Until next week, everyone have a safe weekend and have a good night. And love you all. Be careful out there. Can anybody hear me now? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello.
Keep saying muted, unmuted.
Hello.
Rodney.
Hello.
So I hear you're having trouble with your system here.
As usual.
Well, hey, I just want to know who that broad was that you were just talking to. I think she's crazy.
Would that be your sister?
Yes.
Okay.
She's insane. Don't trust a word
I can't
she says.
believe they actually got back on this thing, man. I tell you, sometimes I've heard that chime once before, and I could never figure out how to get back on. And someone told me if it ever happened again, just call into my own show. And that's what I did, and it worked.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't listen to the show and talk to you, so I don't know if we're on the air or not. I know Jen's still listening on there, so maybe she can say.
Well, that's what I'm going to
But,
say. I was wondering if you were still on.
Did I lose you again?
No, I'm here. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. All right. So what's going on, my brother?
Not much. How about you? Just having technical problems.
Like we were talking, or like you and Jen were talking earlier, it's, we actually are heating up. We're up to 1 degree, so we're doing good. I'm going to put the palm trees outside here in a little bit. And,
right. I think the hula girls will be so happy.
Get them out of the studio so that I can record without them staring at me the whole time.
Yeah. I bet that's distracting. Good to finally get to speak to you.
Yeah, I was trying to call in, and then she called in. So I'm like, oh, she's got this. So I just sit back and listen. But
I
yeah,
appreciate y'all calling in because I was going to make it short and sweet, and no one did call in. Sometimes I have people call in, and sometimes I have people that are really shy.
Yeah, I saw on Facebook all day that Rebecca was sick, and I didn't know if you pre-recorded with her or if it was going to be a live show. And then when I turned on the show, you obviously said that she was under the weather, wasn't going to make it. So let's get all your fans out there to actually call in this time instead of listening and make this a group show.
Yeah, all them fans, yeah. I mean, it's just one, and she's like 7 years old, and she's already in the bed.
Yeah, I was trying to find a chat room or something. I know you had something, but if you're running solo, you can't run everything.
No, it's hard to. I've tried to do the chat room and run the show. Melinda, she's not very tech savvy. She's really good at chatting on her cell phone, but as far as working on a studio and chatting, she's not good at that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, well, the system I'm talking to you through right now is the Zoom that we use to record, and this is our regular call-in setup. I'm running the Zoom into what they call an iRig into my phone, then into the computer so I can get sounds out of the computer. And I'm like, this thing was giving me trouble for almost 6 months. I'm like, I cannot get this to work. I can't get this to work. And come to find out, I didn't have something plugged in all the way. This little plug, all I did was push it in all the way, and I'm like, yeah, that's my capabilities of doing this stuff. Here, we're recording shows, and I have no clue what I'm doing. But yeah, just a simple little plug.
I understand. I've had that happen to me many times. I've got ready to throw something through a window, and I'm like, well, that don't look like it's plugged in all the way. You push it all the way in, and you're like, oh, wow, now I don't feel like too much of a dumbass.
As you're recording and doing your shows, have you had any incidences of like EVPs coming through or strange things happening?
There was one show that I pre-recorded, and it sounded like an EVP that was coming through. Yeah, now, I don't know if that was coming through on their end or if it was on my end, but it I could hear it, but I didn't make no big fuss about it. But I do remember that it was something that sounded like it was trying to come in.
Yeah. I just wonder because things like that happen to us all the time. Like Jen was mentioning, she lives in a haunted house, and she sees things all the time. She hears whistling in the house. We were actually standing in her house one day, and this shadow, mist, black figure, whatever you want to call it, actually came in between us, went out and into her kitchen, and disappeared. And we both were standing there like, did you just see that? It's going to be a normal thing. We're like, oh, yeah, no big deal. It's just her ghost.
So is that stuff that, she said something about that she brought in there? Is it stuff that might, already been there?
It's hard to say, and we talk about that all the time on our show. Are things coming in, or are they related or stuck to the land? And, if you're a spirit, you can go wherever the heck you want. So who knows? We've had, the reason I brought it up, because I was just thinking about that, because you use a lot of the recording equipment, and I try to listen to your shows. Lots of times I listen to the replays. So I don't know if things happen, but we're recording here about 2 weeks ago, and as I'm sitting here talking to you, I'm sitting here with a computer in front of me. I'm looking out of the studio, and there's a corner where my bedroom, living room, and the studio all come together. And I'm sitting here, and I look up, and I see a blue light, and I'm like, okay, that was weird. So we were at the end of our show, and I told Jen, I'm like, I just saw a blue light. So she jumps up, runs over there, and it was ice cold. Now, I usually keep my house around 70 to 74, whatever, and it had to feel like it was 20 degrees in that spot. So she jumps up, and she gets her phone out to record the sounds and the spirit box. And as you know, the spirit box sweeps through the bands and, goes through the radio stations and all that. And she said, is there anyone here? We want to know if you know whose house this is. And clear as day, it says, hi, Joe. And me and Jen look at each other like, did we just hear what we just heard? And it was amazing. It was a girl's voice. Now, we were just on Ghostly Talk Radio, and Scott was saying that it sounded like Jen's voice, which was really odd. I didn't even think of that. But who knows what it was. And
I know a lot of people have told me about that because a lot of investigations we've been on, I get my voice called out a lot, either hi Rod, hi Rodney, male, female, older, younger, kids, and I've had people tell me it could be some type of trickster spirit or something like that could be following me around that's letting me know that it's there.
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, how do we know it's not us in the future? Time slip stuff.
Yeah.
I heard a great story about a guy. He was in college, and there was this old house down the street from him, and he was under one of those dares. Hey, dare you to go in there, spend the night or whatever, and he laughed it off and all that. But he got up the courage, and he broke into this house, and he sat down on this chaise lounge, or what do you want to call it, an old couch that was in the house. He looks up, and there's a man standing there. And he's like, oh, crap, there's someone living here. And the man just stared at him, okay? Now, give you a little background of what the guy was wearing, the college student, long blonde hair, and he was wearing a white singlet, okay? And he was sitting on the couch or whatever. When he saw this man, he stood up because it's like this guy is in the house, and he thought that he broke into a house that someone was already living in. Which kind of freaked him out, and the guy just kind of stared at him, real queer-like, and walked away, walked right through a wall, and disappeared. And the guy was like, holy crap, I just saw a ghost. And about 2 weeks or so go by. He's in the library, and he goes up to the librarian and says, I'd like to find out about this house down the street. And she kind of freaked out. And she's like, no, my dad used to live there. And kind of flustered and all that, and she kind of goes in the back room and grabs this book. And the guy finds out it's his journal. And she opens up the book, and she's looking at it, and she's looking at him, and she's like, you're her. And the guy's like, no, I'm a guy. She's like, no, you're her. And he's like, no. So she shows him this picture that her dad drew years ago of this ghost that he saw in his house. And it was a woman with long blonde hair and was wearing some kind of weird top. So he was the ghost that the dad saw back years ago, and then he saw her dad seeing him as a ghost. So that's kind of freaky thing, time slip thing.
Yeah, some kind of.
So it's like
some kind of being
EVPs.
time. Wow.
Yeah. These EVPs, we have no clue what they really are. I mean, of course, on the other side there is no time, so who knows what they are.
Well, see, that's been
that was
one of my biggest.
My long-winded story.
Oh, and to me, that's awesome. That kind of puts in perspective some of the things I keep telling. A lot of people in my group, they're more into the religious and spiritual part, like and I'm more into the what if there's a bend in time and space where a situation just like that can happen.
Yeah.
And what if what we're hearing and seeing is people from another dimension, and maybe they're thinking the same thing. They're hearing and seeing us and thinking the same thing on their end, going, "Hey, what is the spirits? What is these apparitions?" We're going on throughout all these different parallel universes or so forth that they keep saying we got going on, or different dimensions.
Yeah, and we won't know till we die. So we can't come back and tell each other, or we could, I guess.
Oh yeah, but probably scared the crap out of yourself.
Oh yeah,
and that might also bring up the oh gosh, I had it and I just lost it. Where people see themselves.
Yeah, the doppelgangers.
Doppelganger, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, that's evil." Well, maybe it's not evil. Maybe it's yourself trying to tell you something.
Exactly. I mean, how can you be evil? But you never know. It could.
Well,
but yeah, that makes a lot of sense. If you, let's say, in the future we do come up with time travel or all that, I'd love to go back and tell myself a few things.
Well, what if you're able to, especially people that's able to astral project, what if they're able to go back in time or forward in time to tell themselves or show themselves to themselves? Wouldn't that be, whether they could speak or be understood, just showing yourself, that would make it more mysterious and maybe even help you understand a little bit more about the universe than other people can fathom.
Oh yeah. It would make sense. And I know you mentioned about tricksters. If they were doing it, then they would try to be something cynical or that. But if it's something where you're seeing yourself, and like you said, maybe they can't talk, but it'll make you think, and it'll put you into a different direction. And who's better to tell you what to do than your future self?
Yep. Your future self or your past self or some self of you.
Yeah. Well, if it was my past self, he'd just look at you and go, "Dude, man, drink that beer. That's hard, eh?"
Mine would say, "Dude, get off your ass and walk." God,
lift that dumbbell. What is your problem? Look what you've done to my body.
Yeah. What the hell have you done?
Don't drink that beer. That's what my futures are. Yeah, that's if it came back. That's what it would say. What are you doing?
Why the hell did you buy those parachute pants?
I didn't mean to laugh that hard. I know that gave us a lot of guilt. Oh, the 80s. Such a great time.
Yeah.
These kids never know. I mean, they may have the technology, walking around with a computer in their hands. And back in the day, we had to actually write the code to get the computer to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're lucky on that part. But, damn, we look good and we had the best music.
Yeah, that's right.
That's funny.
So what is up with this convention that you're putting on?
It's the Fan Fest. We did one back in November. I've been trying to get one started down here for quite a few years. And, of course, Tazewell would never agree for me to have it anywhere locally. And I was pretty much had put it on the shelf until a friend of mine told me that next county over, Russell County, was looking for new types of events to host down there. So I went down there and talked to Chamber of Commerce and told them my idea that you've got all these different types of festivals and cons that pretty much stick to one type of genre, whether it's just the paranormal or just Bigfoot or UFO or comic book. And I said, seeing how we don't have nothing like it in their area, I want to just wrap it all together and put it all in one big package.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
They said, do it. And I did it. And we had, how many speakers we had? 2, 4, 6. We had about 12, 15 speakers or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And we had, had vendors and had a good time. I mean, it was the first one we did. And now this year, I've got a guy, Josh Mead, that's working with me. He actually built us a website. He's also built where people can go in and register to be a speaker or a special appearance or a vendor, and he's taking care of all that. And I'm just trying to get the people down here.
Yeah, because me and Jen were talking about it, and we want to do it so bad, but I'm all in. If Jen can get the time off work and that, I say let's do it, because the only problem is it's a 8-hour drive for us, which isn't bad. I mean, we go to Michigan Paracon, which is an 8-hour drive. So we were talking about it today, and we just need to pull the trigger on it and get our asses down there.
That'd be great. I think y'all enjoy it and have a good time, and I mean it's, and I think a lot of the people that was involved. Well, I can tell you straight up, a lot of the people that was involved with it last year, as far as speakers and vendors, they all, were telling me, because they were asking me, "Are you going to do it next year?" And I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, please do it. We'll help you. We'll come back, whatever it takes. Just keep it. You built the foundation. Let's help make this grow. Yeah. I'm like, okay, if y'all willing to jump in and come back, we'll do it again. So,
that just shows that you know what you're doing. Because, we travel, me and Jen travel all over pretty much I want to say tri-state area, whatever you want to call it. But we've done, I would say, 60 shows now, or conventions. And I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference when the people that are running it know what they're doing. I mean, I just had an argument with someone. I don't want to say argument, but a disagreement with someone over. We were planning on doing a Bigfoot conference up in Michigan, and I bought a table. I'm like, okay, yeah, we're all in. Let's do it. I love doing Bigfoot stuff. You know that, and so I'm like, yeah, let's do it. I buy a vendor table, and a couple days later they email me. They're like, you didn't buy your tickets, and I'm like, yeah, I ordered a vendor table, and they're like, no, but if you still have to buy tickets to get in, and I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, all the shows do that. I'm like, no, they don't. And they were trying to charge me and Jen, not only paying, a lot for the vendor space, but they want us to buy like VIP tickets to get in, so that we could actually get in the building after we put all our stuff in there. I'm like,
oh my God.
No. Yeah. Yeah, and he was like, well, yeah, I've checked with the Ohio Bigfoot Conference and all the other Bigfoot conventions, and we've been to a lot of paranormal conventions, and they all do that. I'm like, no, they don't. I was like, well, maybe, they offer, 2 spots for your vendor table, and then you have to buy tickets. And they're like, no, they do that. I'm like, okay, whatever, dude. I'm not even talking. Just give me a refund, and I'll be on my happy way.
Oh, gosh, yeah, no. Yeah, see, now the way I've got it set up, for speakers, you get a free table, and you get 2 free tickets for whoever's going to be at the table. Other than that, you got to pay the $7 for a ticket or the $5 for a ticket. With the $5 a ticket, if you bring 2 non-perishable food items, you get $2 off, and that goes to the Elk Garden community center that that helps a pantry, local pantry down there, to help people be able to have a Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's a big draw. As far as our vendor tables, they're just like I said, $25 per table, and you get your 2 free tickets and your two chairs. And but like I said, speakers, we take care of that part. Now I've talked to some people that want me to fly them out and fly them back and drive them all around and feed them, and I'm like, yeah, no. I would love to, but we just started out, and I don't see any time in the next, I don't know, ever that I can afford to do that. I mean, I wish I could, because there's a lot of people that I would love to have, but oh my God. And that's not even counting speaking fees.
Oh, I know. It's like I need to put a speech together so I can get paid $3,000 to show up.
No kidding. Well, there's actually one person. Now this person is actually kind of local. I mean, it's like a 3-hour drive for him, but he was talking about the speaking fees and his hotel and all this, and I'm like, sorry, we can't do that. And I really wanted him to come down, so I negotiated it down to, I'll pay you gas. I'm like, that's the best I could do, and I'm going to take that out of my own pocket, because I really like for the guy to come down and speak. He's a Bigfoot guy, but God almighty, the money. I was like, people are insane.
Yeah, people don't, that's another thing too. When people go to these conventions, a lot of them are like charging $50 a ticket, and then people are like, why is it so expensive? Well, maybe it's because of the lineup that they have, And the thing I've seen is, if you only charge like $5 or $10 to get in, it seems like such a better event, because you're getting a lot of the locals to show up. So you're getting a lot of people that you can talk to. And also it's good for the vendors, because when people pay less to get in, they're more apt to pay more to buy products. So
exactly,
it's a win-win, if and sometimes you wonder, okay, why would I want to pay $40 to get into an event to see 3 speakers? Make it reasonable enough where you can pay for your rental fee for the building or whatever, but don't make it a money grab.
Exactly. That is the main thing. And even when we were doing the walking tours, the haunted walking tours in Pocahontas, when we first started, we had 6 people show up. And then the second year we did it, we had 12 people show up. And then by the 3rd, 4th year, we had up to 75 people. Then where I was working with Historic Pocahontas, they wanted me to increase the ticket price. And I wouldn't do it. I'm like, no, we're keeping it $5 a ticket. They're like, why? I said, it draws people. I said, do you people not realize where we live? People can afford $20 just to walk around town and buy a hot dog and a drink and bring their family to it. I said, I want this to where people can bring their families. If there is a family of 4, there's $20.
Yeah.
Now, if you do a family of 4 at $20 a pop, that's $80.
Mhm.
Like, why do you don't try to steal the whole cow with the milk? Just take what little milk we can get and just keep it growing.
Uh-huh.
And then
it
the
makes
5th
it better
year,
for
we had
everybody.
189 people show up, and then I'll be damned if it take it away from them.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, we can do it better. We'll try, and then you notice that there's only 2 people that show up because the price is too high.
That's exactly what happened. After they took it away from me, they bumped the tickets up to $20 a pop, and then people found out that me and my group wasn't over it anymore. They had something like 5 people, 6 people show up, and then they stopped doing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I've told, I got the Connor sisters working with me on the Phantom Fest. We're working together, and I told them straight up, this ain't going to be no $350 a table shit or $50 a ticket. I said, and if that's what we're going to do, I'm out of it. I don't know. They're like, no, you take care of that. You do it the way you want to do it, and we'll do the rest.
Yeah.
Because it is so hard to get people to understand around here. When they start making a little bit of money, greed gets in there big time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been doing the Christmas and Easter photo shoots for 8 years now, 7, 8 years. And the lady I used to work with, when we first started, we were doing $20 a CD. Well, she kept wanting to, every year she wanted to raise, that's all she would bitch about, raise the price. And I wouldn't do it. I would not do it. And me and her had a big falling out, so she went her way and I went my way. And last year I did it on my own, and we did decent, not as good as we did when we was working together, but she's completely out of it, and I'm still keeping it at $20 a CD, and everybody's tickled to death.
That's right.
If it comes to the point I got to raise the price a little bit, I will, but it ain't got to that point yet.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to, like with the conventions, if you have a major star come in and, they do charge, a lot of people don't realize that when they see these stars come in, a lot of them are charging $3,000, like you said, and demanding that, or not demanding, but, part of the deal is that you put them in the hotel, you get the transportation, all that. And, it does weigh on the price a little bit, but, I don't know. I don't know why we started on this rabbit hole, but we're standing on our soapboxes.
And I'm enjoying it. Well, I do think it makes a better convention when you have people that are willing to volunteer, because I volunteer my time every place I go to. I don't charge nobody for me to come and speak or me to come there or anything. I don't even charge for a damn investigation. So why would I charge to come and show up just to hang out and have a good time and speak to people about their experiences?
Yeah. You know, I mean, some of the events that we went to, it's almost like, you know, well, we go there to talk to people. We have our mics set up, everything. We want people to talk to us. We want to talk to other people. And I've had people come up to me and say, you know, you guys are more interesting to talk to than the speakers that are down in the other room. I'm like, well, can you pay me? No.
Yes. Can I get a check?
But that's one of the things that we do. You know, I mean, that's why you go to these conventions, so that you can talk to the people. You know, and a lot of the vendors, people don't realize that a lot of the vendors that are there are not only there to sell, you know, stickers and stuff so they have gas money to get home, but to go to talk, you know, get in a room with like-minded people.
This is true. This is true. I mean, we had Bill and Chris Reeve come all the way from Pennsylvania. We had Heather Arnold that came all the way from Long Island, New York.
Oh, wow.
To talk about giants. You know, she brought her husband, her mom and dad, and her daughter. And, you know, they all just was like, man, the drive here was amazing. And just seeing, they all stopped at different places and took pictures and, and so many people were interested. And there was one guy that was down there we had as a speaker. I don't think he'll come back, and I hate that. He's actually an illustrator, an artist that he drew the Conan the Barbarian series of comic books. Well, he's also drawing a zombie-type Civil War rebel thing. And when he was in there speaking, I went in there, and there was just like one person listening to him speak, and he just kind of sat down beside him and was talking to him. And word got back to me that he was not happy about that. But there's nothing I can do about that. I mean, if people are interested in what you're doing, they're going to come and listen. If they're not, I can't make them.
That's right. You know, I've been in a room before when there's one person sitting there, and I just get up and talk to them like there's 50 people in the room. Yeah, I just did here in Toledo, me and Jen did a show called Odd Mall, which it was more of like a craft show for oddities. And the guy that was running it asked me if I would do, a talk. I'm like, yeah. And I said, well, I don't really have a speech or that, but I could, talk about the gear or whatever. I'll figure something out. Well, it ended up, I was sitting out in the lobby area where he had the speakers at, and one person showed up because he didn't advertise that he had speakers. But so it was great, actually, because I just sat there with someone and just talked. I mean, it would have been nice to have 10 or 15 people, but it was actually really cool because that one person that came over to talk probably got more info than they would have got if I was just talking to a group. Yeah. So, I mean, you never know. Sometimes it turns out for the better.
Yep, that's true. I've had many times. It don't hurt my feelings none. If it's one person or the room's crowded and people lined out the door, it don't make a difference to me. But I guess some people it might hurt their feelings a little bit. But and there's nothing I can do about it. I sent him another invite. Ain't heard nothing back. Kind of take it to be a no.
No, sir, I will not be attending your event.
Screw you.
Yeah. And I'm really tore up about it. Please come back to my event.
Well, I found out, we're friends on Facebook, and he's a Trump person. So, and it's nothing against people that are Trumpers. You know, it's just I don't like the man, and when I post something I think is funny or fact, they all jump on this wagon. You know, you talk about soapbox. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
I've been in some serious, and I don't argue with them no more. I did that for a while, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not arguing with you people no more. This is my opinion. If you don't like it, you can delete me, or you can go on down the line. You know, stop arguing with me.
They're sitting there screaming that you're all about hate, but they're screaming at you. You know, it's like, wait a minute, you're screaming at me, and you're the one saying that, you know, that I'm the one screaming. No, I don't think so.
And another thing that crawls a lot of people's goats is where, you know, I was raised in the church. I Pentecostal holiness, was raised in it, know everything, read the Bible 4 or 5 times. You know, I'm not one that can quote it, but I know what's in it. And, you know, these people start blasting me, and then I'm like, aren't you a Christian? You know, don't you not supposed to be saying stuff like that? Why are you judging me? Blah, 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 blah. And they're like, well, what gives you the right to use God and the Bible against us? I'm like, I'm not. I'm just using what you say you live by against you.
Exactly.
And, oh, they hate that.
Don't be mad because I'm right.
Oh gosh.
So did you
just say
that
don't look like a person that's very smart, and it really gets them when I start, you know, I'll look at Bible verses real quick and I'll slap it on there, and they're like, "Hey, where did that come from? Your Bible?"
Yeah, maybe you should read it instead of just quoting it.
That's it. I know there's one group down here that they're pagan. They have this magic place where they've done tarot card readings and stuff like that, selling stuff like that, which I don't have a problem with that. They have the right to do that. And town down here, Richlands, was, you know, trying to kick them out and all that, and they had a big meeting, and I mean, they had a church nearby, and actually the church got tired of fighting it, and they actually moved to Tennessee or somewhere like that.
Oh, wow.
Well, now these people, I found out, actual inside source, that they were planning on having a Bible burning night. And I'm like, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. It's not a good way to tell the town that you really want to stay.
Exactly. And I'm like, you know, you have the right to your religion, and I help, you know, voice that opinion and help y'all fight that battle. But don't burn no Bible or Torah or Quran or nobody, you know,
that's right.
Religious text. That's their religious beliefs. You didn't want them to trounce on yours, so why are you trying to trounce on theirs?
Exactly. Could just be crazy.
Yeah, people are insane. I know I'm crazy, but Lord, I ain't that crazy.
You know, if you make people think you're crazy, they'll leave you alone.
No, I think they just like to stir the pot. I know there's a friend of mine. Anytime I post something up about Trump, he's like, "There you go again, Rod, trying to stir the pot." And I'm like, I'm not trying to stir the pot. It's my opinion. If you don't like it, keep on going.
That's right.
Because he was talking about Trump building a wall before the government opened back up. He kept saying, the Democrats going to cave. They're going to cave. I'm like, no, they won't. Yeah, they will. You Democrats, that's all y'all know how to do is cave. Trump won't cave. He is the master deal maker. And as soon as Trump opened back up and cave, I'm like, how about that deal making there, dude?
And he probably said, "Oh no, it's strategy or something."
Yeah. Oh, he said, "Oh, the wall is going to go up. You just wait and see." And I'm like, "I've been waiting for 2 years."
Why don't we fix the roads? Build the potholes.
Fix these bridges, man.
Yeah.
Wasn't it just a few years ago?
Was
it Minnesota or Michigan or somewhere up in y'all's way? A bridge collapsed and killed a bunch of people?
Oh, yeah. I don't remember the exact one, but it happens.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is, though, it probably happens more than what we know because they don't talk about it. You know, I mean, I know that a lot of the roads around, like, they've been working on 75 for, 10, 15 years now, or probably even more than that. And it's like, just fix the roads. Fill the potholes.
Yeah, isn't 75 the one that's supposed to be coming through here, going up to your way?
Yeah, it actually runs from Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, which is way up in the UP, all the way down to Florida.
Yeah. And matter of fact, up here at Bluefield, a part of that just drives right into a hillside.
Yeah.
They got a bridge. I can take a picture. I will do that. I need to do that. And show American people a bridge to nowhere. We've got one.
The bridge.
It's been like that for 20 years now.
It's a portal bridge. It goes into a portal.
It needs a big old X sprayed paint on that hillside and see who's dumb enough to drive in it and see.
Yeah. Paint a tunnel, see who drives into it.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, but that's West Virginia's fault. Now, Virginia's done their part, but West Virginia, nope, it drives right into a hillside. I'm serious.
I'm going to have to see that.
Right into a hillside. And, of course, the governor of West Virginia, he sat there and said, well, we're getting ready to put such a Trump guy in office. We're going to put money in it, and we're going to finish that road.
They'll probably put a roundabout in. A roundabout to nowhere.
See, I told everybody we talk about politics or whatever.
I want to change the subject for a second. Did I hear you say that one of your speakers talked about giants?
Yes, Heather Arnold.
I want to
She's from Long Island, up there in New York. She actually goes to Aruba, and she's done a lot of research down there on the giants in that area. They had apparently red-headed giants in that area. And she's invited us to come down, and I would really like to, but, I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah. Well, because lately I've been on this journey, I want to say. I went down to Newark, Ohio, which is by Columbus, to look at these stones that they found in one of the Indian burial mounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I went down there and looked at them, and they got Hebrew writing on them. And this led me into this journey or this thing where I'm finding giants everywhere. And it's being correlated with the Indian burial mounds. And it's blowing my mind. I found that here in Toledo, they found giants down by the river. There was a 200-foot Indian burial mound that they bulldozed over, which I found out that a lot of cities do that. And they actually found giant skeletons in them. And the ones that they found there actually have giant jaw bones, like as if you took your fist where your jaws are. The bones were that thick.
Dang.
And it's like leading me down all these rabbit holes. I'm finding out so much about giants all over the world, but mainly here I've been studying them in Toledo area, all up and down the Maumee River, which is the river that runs through the center of town. They've been finding giants of all different kinds. Ones with some of them have 6 fingers and 6 toes. And I heard about the Nephilims and all that in the Bible, and it's like they're finding all these giants. And when I say giants, I'm talking like 7 foot tall, because that's what they consider giants. And it's just blowing my mind. And just like what they call the Newark Holy Stones that they found in one of these Indian burial mounds had ancient Hebrew writing on them, and it had a carving of Moses. So were the Hebrews here before the Indians? Excuse me. I think the giants are trying to silence me. I just drank some water and went down the wrong pipe.
I have that problem a lot too.
Yeah, but it's just blowing my mind about these giants and the Indian burial mounds and what they're finding in them, and it's making me think: did the Indians actually build the mounds, or did they just use them? Were the Hebrews here before the Indians? Because they're finding these stones all over with Hebrew writing on them.
Now, from what I understand, a lot of Israel teachings that one of the 12 tribes actually came to America, and that's where some Israelites think that that's, part of their tribe, but DNA testing has showed that they're not.
Oh, okay.
Now, as far as the giants, from what I understand, every time one's unearthed, the Smithsonian or the government comes in, takes them away very quickly.
Yep, that's what I've heard.
And never see
there's
them
accounts
again.
all over. And if you go to the Smithsonian and say, I'd like to just see one of the skeletons, they'll be like, we don't do that. We never got them. We don't have them. We never heard of them.
Yeah.
And Jen brought up on her show, she's like, maybe it wasn't the Smithsonian. Maybe it's like the Men in Black or somebody coming and getting them and just saying they're from the Smithsonian.
Mm-hmm.
What's
like? Have you been to the Moundsville, West Virginia?
Yeah, we actually spent the night at the prison there, and I went over and walked around the mound.
Now, from what I understand, they found 6 or 8 giants in that mound.
Yeah. And that's why I say I started out looking at these one things, and it's leading me down to so many different paths. Like, another thing that I brought up, and we talked about this on our show, is, okay, Moundsville, let's cross from the mound, the prison. It's one of the most violent prisons in the United States, one of the bloodiest. Down in Newark, Ohio, they have the old Licking County Jail, which is very violent. Here in Toledo, where the mound was downtown, there's all kinds of things. We have what's called the Oliver House, and that's known to be super haunted. And right now, underneath the parking lot of the Oliver House, there are skeletons still under it that they found when they started making the parking lot, and instead of digging them up, they just covered them with the parking lot. And the Oliver House is known to be very haunted. Just the correlations of hauntings and violence around these mounds is just, it blows my mind. And I don't know about like Serpent Mound or that. I haven't really dug into that much to see if there's anything paranormal going on down there. But the ones that I've been looking at lately, it's like there's all kinds of stuff going on around them. So, are they paranormal magnets or whatever? Who knows? But it's even going to things like, okay, now you're going to think I'm crazy, but we're shortages, we're all crazy, but the skeletons that he found downtown Toledo, they found 8 of them, and they had the giant jawbones and everything. I'm just going to throw this out. Did they find Bigfoot skeletons? Is that what we think Bigfoots are? Because the way that they seem, they seem like they have the same demeanor or I shouldn't say demeanor, but same bone structure. So who knows?
I've often wondered if the giants that people have talked about through history are any kin to Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, and all those.
There was 8 of them that they found, and they had the giant jawbones that would make their the head shaped like the classic Bigfoot. Now, I'm not saying it is or not, but it was that's one of the things that popped in my mind when I heard about that.
I know I was on the show Monday night, and I kind of got off on some of this, and like I told them, I think it's all connected. How it's all connected, I don't know. As far as UFOs, Bigfoot, giants, angels, the paranormal, everything that everybody's seeing and can't explain, somehow it's all connected.
Yeah. We're just on the one side of the metaphysical plane, you want to say. Maybe we just haven't broke through that barrier enough yet to see that it is all connected. They're all hanging out on the other side, looking at us.
Well, and the biggest thing I brought up also with this is, like I told, I don't think a God put us here. And I don't think the planet's only 6,000 years old or none of that. Man's supposedly, 2 million years old. 2 million years. 2 million years of evolution. Okay, now you look at other animals that's been species that's been alive for 2 million years. We know rhinos, alligators, elephants, horses, camels, and stuff like that. We're about that old. Why haven't they evolved to be to the point where man is today? If you look at their evolution, they have evolved, especially like a camel. Camel has that thin skin over their eyes that they can actually, walk in a sandstorm and still be able to see. They have 2 humps on their back where they're able to carry excess water and to be able to travel hundreds of miles in the desert without even drinking a drop of water. So they evolved to the environment for 2 million years. But you look at humans, we still got to have sunglasses. We burn if we're out in the sun too long.
Yep.
It's just, man just to me, does not fit into the animal kingdom.
We're made of water, but we can't breathe underwater.
Yeah.
We have to be, like you said, sunglasses, sunscreen. If it's too cold, we can't live. If it's too hot, we can't live. It's almost like everything this planet does is trying to kill us.
Mm-hmm. And if you look at the bacteria and parasites and everything that is alive today, and 2 million years ago, it was a whole lot worse environment compared to today. And a common cold will kill you.
Yeah.
You could eat some bad meat, and after 2 million years of, they wouldn't sit around cooking their steaks well done back 2 million years ago. Mm-mm.
No. Yeah, George Foreman has not invented the grill yet.
But that, to me, that's what I try to, a lot of people here that believe strongly in their religion, which I don't judge them for that. But I keep telling them, I'm like, it makes no sense. You're trying to say that their God put us here, then why would we have all these difficulties to even survive? I'm surprised man's lasted this long.
Yeah.
We're the only species that, a woman has so much trouble giving birth. And then when she does give birth, we got to nurture that child for a long time before it can actually protect itself compared to other animals.
Yeah, compared to the animal kingdom where they nurture them for a little bit, then they push them out of the nest or put them out and say, here you do it. This is how you do it. There you go. You're on your own.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
but no, we got to raise them
it.
until they're 30 years old. But yeah, it don't make no sense to me. There's something not right, and now I don't know if you've heard about in England, Texas, where they found a hammer that dates back like 350, 450 million years old.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd that come from?
Rock has actually grown around it.
Yeah, the handle of it's actually turned into coal, where it's been in the ground for so long.
But it also hasn't rusted. It's still solid steel that hasn't corroded or rusted, but yet it's been there so long that rock has grown around it.
Yep. Or a wagon wheel, or a type of wheel that's been found in a coal mines in Russia in the ceiling. I seen that and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, look it up. It looks like a wagon wheel, and it's fossilized wheel. It's got the spokes and everything in it that they found in a deep coal mine.
Yeah, I'll definitely look
and
that one up.
And other things that they found in coal mines, they found these little ball bearings. It's got the circular engravings on the side of them. It takes 350 million years for plants to rot to make coal.
Exactly.
And then there's a bale that this boy found. He was shoveling coal into a furnace. One of the pieces of coal fell off his shovel and busted, and they found like a brass bell in it.
Yeah, I remember that one too. Didn't it have carvings on it or something also?
Yeah, it had carvings. Yep. And also a rock. I can't remember where this was found. It had been carved. It was a little rock, looked like a woman, a little statue of a woman, and they dated it to like 450 million years old from the depth of the dirt.
Yeah.
I do understand. I know a lot of people I've talked to that I've actually had on the show, they talk about a cataclysm that happened 13 to 12,000 years ago. Okay,
yeah.
I'm cool with that. I understand that. The evidence shows it. But let's go back further. Let's go way back. Why ain't nobody answering those questions about artifacts they're finding that date back hundreds of millions of years ago?
Yeah.
Man didn't even supposed to be on the planet at that time.
No. And when you were saying that, I don't know the exact quote because I haven't ever read the Bible yet or whatever. But doesn't it say in the Bible it was what is now once was or something like that?
Sure does.
Who knows how many times this earth has been habited and uninhabited and habited and uninhabited,
Oh yeah. It may, I don't think we'll ever know that. And at the rate we're going, we're getting ready to be uninhabited soon.
But yeah, I mean, who would? Okay, so the kid found that bell in coal, like you said. And once again, the bell was in good shape. And there could be people that say, "Oh, he planted it there or whatever," but no, they broke it open and found it inside the coal.
Yep.
He couldn't have put it inside there and then said, "Look what I found,"
Exactly. And plus, it has markings that they can't identify or read.
Yeah, it just blows my mind when I find stuff like that. And like I said, when I started, all I did was wanted to go down to Newark, Ohio to look at these stones, and it's led me on these paths. And now I have a few local people here in town that want to get an expedition, or so you call it, together to find out more info about it. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm going to do it when it gets warmer. I'm not doing it in this cold weather.
Yeah.
I told Jen, I said, if I do any more of this searching, I'm gonna have to buy a hat. Everybody's got a hat. I don't have a hat. Josh Gates has a hat. Ken Gerhardt has a hat. They all have hats. I don't have a hat.
Get you a hat.
I need a hat.
Yeah. Get you a let's see, Raiders of the Lost Ark hat. Yeah, that's what you need.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody's got a hat. I don't have a hat. I can't do these adventures without a hat.
See, I know I got a cowboy hat, and I wore it at the Phantom Fest. And now everybody's all like, "Oh, why don't you wear your hat more often?" I'm like, I only wear that hat on special occasions, people.
Yeah. Jen called them the Hatters.
The Hatters.
You know, like the Hatter. Lyle Blackburn and who is it? Nick Redfern, Lyle. They both have matching hats. Ken Gerhardt with the hat. So Zawaki or whatever his name is in Egypt, he wears a hat.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of mysteries out in the world that, you know, so many people are looking at, so many researchers, scientists, people just for hobby.
Yeah.
And the more people seem to dig up, the less answers to the questions we get. We get more questions than answers.
I believe that. That's what that's like I said. That's what I just ran into, and it leads you down so many different paths, and you're like finding that hammer in the stones. You know, it's like, who put this here? When did they put this here? How did they put it? And it just leads you down so many other paths.
Yeah, because it's made of so much pure iron that we can't duplicate it today.
Yeah. Like I said, it didn't rust. It didn't decay at all.
And it's so pure that we can't. That's what gets me when they say we can't do it with our technology today. Then I'm like, whoa, whoa.
Yeah. It's like the giant stones everywhere. Everybody's saying that the big thing now is they're saying that it was sound technology that they floated them over. It's like, you know, even then, even if it wasn't, even if it was just pulleys and ropes pulling them, you couldn't have enough people to move them.
Yeah.
I mean, to move one of those rocks to put it up at like Stonehenge, you'd have to have 2 miles of people pulling one rope. You know, it's unbelievable. You know, I mean, I saw that one study, but I saw that one study where I think it was University of Michigan tried to move a stone half the weight of those, and it took the biggest cranes that they had, and they still struggled.
Wow.
Yeah, so, you know, maybe there was such advanced civilizations back then that they could do stuff like that, and you know, the only thing that's going to last is stone. Who knows?
And the thing gets me is the fact that these people, before the cataclysm, they built that stuff to last forever.
Yeah.
How did they know, and why would they know to build like that to withstand the test of time?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's just.
I mean, you can't even give nobody to build a house today to last 50 years.
Yeah. You know, every time I look at that stuff, and one of the biggest questions is, why would they use such big rocks? What the hell were they thinking?
You know, you could, if you could cut, you know, a 200-ton or 2,000-ton rock, then you know you could cut that in, you know, smaller blocks and done the same thing.
Yeah. Exactly. I think that somebody needs to give us some money so we can go over there and we can research it. You know, it is warmer over there.
Oh yeah, I bet Egypt would be a good place to go right now. whole lot warmer than it is here.
Yeah.
I know I've had a couple of researchers on my show, and they apparently they take some type of tour. It costs a lot of money, but they take 30, 40, 50 people at a time, and they get to go in places where the normal public tours don't get to go, and they're like, yeah, come on, Rod, you need to go with us. I'm like, I'd like to, but I'm a poor man.
Yeah. I can't even afford a hat, for God's sakes. I can't go.
And you want me to put out how much? Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Ask them if they want you to speak, then they can pay for it.
Yeah. That's what I need to do. I'm going to have to start charging to speak, save my money
There
up.
you go.
And then I won't have nobody in the room. I'll be like, wow. I just made $3,000 and ain't got nobody to talk to. Oh, well, I can talk to myself.
That's all right. That's right. Me and Jen, we did the Toledo Paranormal Convention, and they wanted us to speak. So, we got our little thing together. We basically just talk about our show. And we're off the side of the stage getting ready. And probably 12 or 14 people in the audience, not that big. And Jen kept saying, you're going to have to talk. I'm not going to be able to talk. I'm not going to be able to talk. I'm like, that's okay. I don't care. We'll figure something out. We go out there, and she just starts talking. I just stood aside, and she just blah, 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 blah. I'm like, hey, this is cool. I just get to stand here.
Well, I try to share. Normally when we're speaking, I always try to take more, people in the group to come with me, because there's a lot of them they like to talk to, and try to give everybody opportunity to talk. And sometimes I have to shut up. I need to finish this. And they're like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm like, yeah, you did. Come on, back up. Who do you think you are?
We
got to this past October. This was a quick thing down here at, I done forgot the place. They're going to kill me. But anyway, they asked us to come down and speak at a theater and show them how we do a paranormal investigation and all that. And I asked the lady, I said, well, how many people are going to be there? And she said, probably about 30, 40. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. So me and one of the guys and two of the girls went down there, and they put us on the stage. And when they asked us to come out, that damn place was packed. I was like, oh, my God. And she looked at me, she's like, is that too many people? I'm like, no, I want more. Bring them on. And of course, the other three times, well, Scott didn't, he hung in there. He done pretty good, but the other two girls were sitting there terrified, like, oh, my God. Don't worry about it. I got this.
Yeah.
But it turned out it was way too many people. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love talking to everybody, but trying to show them how we do an investigation, it was just overwhelming with so many people. But I just stood there and just shot the shit and showed them some equipment and answered their questions and listened to their stories. And then when we were getting ready to leave, we had everything packed up. I sat out there in the van, smoked a cigarette. The lady over the vent came up to me, and she's like, I had her hand stuck out, and I went to shake it, and she had it curled up with money. And I'm like, what's that? She's like, that's for you all coming down here. I'm like, we don't charge. We do this stuff for free. Don't worry about it. She's like, no. You took the time to come down here. You came down and talk, and we made really good money tonight because of you all, and I want to give you all a little bit. I'm like, no, I can't. And then everybody's looking at me like, Rod, take the money.
Take the damn money.
And I said, are you sure? I said, ma'am, I don't, we love doing this. She's like, take it. You all go out, eat, get your gas. I don't care. And I tugged it, and she gave us $100, and that's all they talked about all the way home was how, we got our first paying gig. And I'm like, well, don't hold your breath for the next one. It took 10 years to get that one.
Don't expect the Ritz because you're getting the Red Roof Inn.
Getting a hen house.
Well, listen, brother, I need to let you go. I'm going to be up at 5 a.m.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate you calling in, shooting shit with me.
Oh, anytime.
It's good to have a good time.
I hope we can get you on our show.
Hey, anytime. Just let me know when, where, all that good stuff.
But, stay warm, stay busy. And I want to see another video live from Walmart parking lot. I haven't
keep
seen
getting
one
a
in a
lot
while.
of requests for that.
I hate
Everybody's
going to
wanting me
Walmart.
to do the Walmart parking lot again. I actually had a comedian friend of mine tell me, he's like, why ain't you doing that? He said, dude, you found something that you could do. Oh, my gosh, man, don't quit now.
Yeah. Have to figure out how you can do it with a chat room or something.
Do it in a chat room?
Something, I don't know. So that, well, of course, then it'd probably turn into like a episode of Jackass or something, trying to get you to do things.
Yeah, like that one person's like, hey, talk to that lady right there. I'm like, hey. They told me that I wouldn't speak to you. Tell them I did.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, I
anyhow,
appreciate you calling in, man. It's been great.
Yeah. When I heard Rebecca couldn't come on there, I hurried up and hooked up my Zoom to my phone and everything so I could call in and actually sound good instead of trying to hold the phone up to my ear the whole time. So much more comfortable to just use the microphone.
Oh,
and,
it is.
I went to dial and some crazy girl called you, and I had to listen to her.
I don't know. You know how crazy women's fans are, man. You just got to deal with it.
How Shortridge is,
I know,
you got to have the line. Yeah. I just found another Shortridge that you might want to have on your show.
Okay.
Let me bring him up here real quick. Give me a second here. What is it? Eric. Yeah, Eric Shortridge. Let me bring him up here. Give you a... no, can't find it. But I listened to a couple of his shows. He's pretty interesting. I'll find his info and send it to you. He talks about walk-ins, people that, walk into a body and take it over. I found it was really interesting.
Yeah,
his name is Eric Shortridge. I think I have him in front of me. But I'll look him up and I'll send you the info. He was very
okay. Sounds great. Yeah, I'll get him on the show if I can.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but I'll let you go so you can go get your beauty.
Yeah. I got to get to work. I didn't go in today because my car wouldn't start. Battery was dead. So I took the day off and worked on the show all day. So I definitely got to be up early and get my butt into work. But it was cool talking to you. We'll definitely do it again.
Okay, man. I appreciate it. Y'all, like I said, y'all stay warm, and I do appreciate it. And y'all need anything, give me a holler.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
See ya.
Well, let's hope that all this recorded. I hope it did. If it didn't, oh well. Let's see here. I'll go ahead and end the show. Like I said, I'll try to get Rebecca Smuck back on as soon as she feels better.
That's it for us tonight. I want to thank everyone that took the time to listen in. I'd like to give a big shout out to the Vibe Radio Network and to Ryan for putting up with us. Also to all the first responders and our men and women in the armed services, thank you for your service and the sacrifices that you and your families make every day to keep our great nation safe. Tune in next week to another exciting show starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everyone can go to our Facebook page Within the Chaos, and don't forget to like our page to see upcoming guests along with past shows, postings, or you can also go to my website at www.blackdiamondps.org or blogtalkradio.com/Vibe Radio Network. Also, we have a YouTube channel, so go to YouTube, look up Within the Chaos for past shows. Thanks again. Until next week, everyone have a safe weekend and have a good night. And love you all. Be careful out there.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason. A world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!
When it comes to your education, there's no need to settle. Get the interactive and purposeful education that you and employers demand from Colorado State University Global Campus. You'll get personalized, career-driven learning created and taught by today's industry leaders. CSU Global was built to help students succeed with affordability, flexibility, and individualized support. It's time to expect better. Find your path to the career you want at csuglobal.edu, where online education isn't another thing we do, it's all we do.